Welcome to the finale of Season 2 of Golf Mobility Pro. We're super excited to share with you some different ways where you can increase your range of motion so that you can be hitting it long and far like Phil Mickelson in the 2021 PGA Championship. Plus, we're going to share with you a special pro tip from 2020 Met PGA Teacher of the Year, Dan Tzivanis.
One of the best ways to improve your upper body mobility is to improve your posture. By doing so, you can increase the turn in your swing and also prevent lower back pain. When we look at the anatomy of the spine naturally creates a very slight S shape as you go from the top all the way down to the base of the spine. When these curves become exaggerated in one way or another, it can cause a lot of issues both on and off the course. Let's start with the shoulders. If you look at the skeletal structure of the spine, you'll notice that there is a very slight C curve when it comes to the shoulders. When this curve becomes exaggerated, it becomes what we know as C posture. Excessive rounding of the upper body, creating that hunched shape or a C shape. The problem with rounding the shoulders this much is that it can prevent you from creating turn in your backswing and creating distance and power through the downswing and the follow through. Plus, you may experience pain in the neck, discomfort in your shoulders, and lack of shoulder mobility. Try this movement to see just how much rounding your shoulders too much can impact your golf swing. Stand as you would at a dress with your hands crossed over, touching either shoulder. Create an exaggerated C shape with the upper body, really rounding through the shoulders and thinking of hollowing out your stomach. From this position, try to turn your shoulders from one side to the other and just notice the range of motion or lack thereof that you get. Now, lengthen your spine, draw the shoulders back, finding a tall athletic posture, and do the same movement. As you move your shoulders from one side to the other, you should notice pretty immediately that it is a dramatic impact on the turn of your swing. To help eliminate C posture and improve shoulder mobility, we'll practice what we call a lat test. Stand with your back against a wall, bending your knees so that the hips can come to the wall and making sure your shoulders are touching as well. Take a golf club and place it horizontally behind your lower back. Try to flatten your lower back so that it holds the club in place. From here, extend both arms out in front of you with your thumbs facing up and your arms locked. You'll slowly begin to lift your arms toward the ceiling, raising them only as high as you can without letting your back arch. As soon as your back begins to arch, the golf club will fall. If this happens, reset and start again. By keeping the shoulders drawing back, we're opening through the chest and helping to work on eliminating C posture. And by lifting the arms up without arching the back, we're improving shoulder mobility.
Hi, I'm Dan Tzivanis, the Director of Instruction at Rolling Hills Country Club. Today, I'd like to share with you 3 drills that are going to help you with your range of motion in your golf swing. The first drill, you don't actually need a club. Get into your setup position, weight evenly distributed. Take your back hand and put it against your front hand. Get the feeling that you're pushing back on your top hand. Feel that nice shoulder turn, and with that, you're going to feel a little weight transfer into your back foot. The next drill, I want you to picture you have a medicine ball, a heavy workout ball. Again, take your stance, feel your weight evenly distributed on both feet. Get the feeling that if we were tossing this medicine ball out in front of us, let's say 20 yards, how would we move? We get that nice shoulder turn, get a nice hip turn on the backswing. You're loading into your back foot. Now you're releasing your body, feeling all your weight now on your front foot. The third one, we're going to use a club. Get into your stance. Now the feeling I want to have is that I'm taking my front shoulder and I'm putting it where my back shoulder is. It's not going to happen, but I like that visual. So I'm taking my setup, I take my backswing, feeling like I'm getting my front shoulder back where my back shoulder is. Incorporate these drills in your practice session. It'll help you create more range of motion and get more power in your golf swing.
Having proper hip internal rotation is essential to creating a big range of motion in your backswing and to be able to stay away from early extending and getting through impact on your follow through. One way that you could test hip internal rotation is to place one foot on the ground and place the other foot, the toes of it, lined up with the heel of that foot. From there, you're gonna make sure the foot doesn't cave out and it stays exactly in place, and then you're gonna twist into that leg. If you have less than 60 degrees, you have a little bit limited hip internal rotation, and you may want to open up your feet a little bit at address to help increase that range. So if you're limited in internal rotation on the trail leg, you can open that to the degree that you're limited. So if you're at about 45 degrees and we want to get it to 60, then you can open it up about 15 degrees more than wherever you're at. And if you're limited in the lead leg, what you can do is you can open that to the degree that you're limited. So if you're at about 30 degrees, you can open that up about 30 more degrees, and that will give you that increased range of motion without having to do any exercises.
Dr. Matthew Meyers here from Velocity Sports Medicine, here to give you your sports medicine tip. We've got a lot of people that come in here, golfers specifically, that come in here with tension and pain in their hips. A lot of trigger points forming in the back and the front of the hips. And what I find is that when these trigger points happen, that people start to bind up their muscles, the muscles get compressed and the motion isn't as smooth and natural as it could be, as you would want it in a golf swing. 17 muscles cross the hip joints, and loosening those up and keeping them as healthy as you can is the best thing that you could do for a healthy golf swing and healthy motion overall.
Thank you for tuning in for this episode and season of Golf Mobility Pro. If you like it, please subscribe and share it with a friend if you haven't already. And don't forget, if you want to work with us, we have a 12-week program to help you increase mobility, strength, and power. All you have to do is click the link below.